right?
Yes.
Okay, just 1 second. The rest of the students, switch on your videos quickly. Okay, Ryan, your exam is over.
Yes,
How was
ma'am.
the exam?
I'm good.
Okay. Now see, since your exam is over, now you don't need that chapter to be done immediately, right? We will be doing it later on, but for now, I am in the third chapter, that is improvement in food resources. Okay. Now I have taken more than 2 classes in this chapter, and with that being said, I have actually covered a lot of topics. So don't worry about that. We'll cover it. Like we'll do backup classes to cover it all. Okay. So today you take a fresh page and continue from where I am teaching today. Okay, now the rest of the students, please tell me what is the last thing you people have written in your notebook so that I can teach you from there. Anyone can tell me. So, Afreen, switch on your video. You are no exception. Please switch on the video. Everyone has switched on their videos. Yes, tell me, students, what is the last thing you people have not written anything? What happened? Why is no one answering anything today? What happened to you all? Tell me, is there any problem?
Desired trait. Up to desired trait.
Desired trait. What
Yes,
happened?
ma'am.
Samya, Bharti, is there anything wrong? No, then no one is speaking. Is there any issue? You can share it with me. Tell me. No issues.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
your voice is a little low.
Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So in the previous class, we talked about what are the reasons for which we do the crop improvement, or you can say crop production improvement, right? And we saw that when we want to do the crop variety improvement or crop production improvement, we do all of these processes, right? For the what is the reason for it? So the first one is that we need a higher yield, we need an improved quality of the product. Then, like for example, if there is a wheat plant, so we know, like we need the wheat plant to have a good baking quality, that is required. In the pulses, good protein quality is required. So all of that. Then we need to do the crop variety improvement to make the plant biotic stress and abiotic stress resistant. Like we want it to be resistant to all the different kinds of stresses that can be there. We want it to withstand them all. Then we want wider adaptability for the plant. Wider adaptability means that these plants, if you take them out from their original area of living, they can live elsewhere also. So that is wider adaptability. Then desired traits. meaning whatever it is that we are looking for in a plant, that we can do so with the help of crop variety improvement. For example, if you want tall plants, you can do so. If you want shorter plants, you can do that, right? So this is all the reasons for which we do the crop variety improvement. Now let us see the crop production improvement. Now this crop production improvement, it involves different practices to get a higher crop production, so that whatever it is, whether it is pulses, whether it is carbohydrates, anything that there is, we want it in a very good quality. We want it a lot, right? So that all of the organisms, they are fed easily. So now for the crop production improvement, we require certain external help, very important, such as we need to do the nutrient management, we need to do the irrigation, and we also need to do, like, you need to study the different kinds of cropping patterns, like what are the major cropping patterns, how can we shift the crops. All of that would come under the crop production. Now, like other organisms, plants also require some elements for their growth. It's a natural thing, just like how higher organisms like animals, humans, they require vitamins, minerals, carbohydrate pulses, and all of that for the growth. Same way, the plants would also require its own set of nutrients for their growth. And these elements that they require, they are known as the nutrients. Now let us see what are the sources of the nutrients. The first is in the air. Let us see what are all of the things that the plant takes in from the air. So the two major gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. These two are taken by the plant through the air. Then comes water. Now water, like water contains hydrogen, oxygen. So these nutrients like hydrogen and oxygen, the plant gets it from the water. Then comes the soil. Now the soil needs, like, soil is the reservoir for everything, right? We know that whenever we plant any pot, right, any seed or anything, we water the soil, isn't it? We don't water the leaves, because soil is from where we can send everything into the plant's body, inside it. So the soil contains nitrogen, it contains phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. All of these are collectively known as macronutrients. Okay, they are macronutrients. Macro means they are needed in a very, very huge amount. So I'll write it here. They are required in a large amount. And just the opposite for the this thing, the macronutrients are the micronutrients. The plants only need a tiny bit of it, such as iron, zinc, copper, chlorine, boron, manganese, like this thing, molybdenum. All of these are required by the plants. It is required, but the requirement is very teeny tiny. That is micronutrient. Now, the deficiency of these nutrients, they affect the physiology of the plant, right? It affects the body functions, the normal enzymatic pathway and all of that, they get affected by the deficiency of these nutrients, right? Apart from that, reproduction, growth, all of these can also be, you can say, uh, cause of deficiency. Apart from that, the thing that is there, it will make the plant easily catch diseases, right? If the plant is not fit, if the plant is not physiologically functioning good, then obviously it will catch diseases, right? So there is a chance of that plant catching a disease in the case of deficiency of nutrients, only in that, nowhere else. Is it clear to you all, students? Any
No,
doubts?
Yeah.
no.
All right. Now, for this nutrient management, we require something from the outside also, meaning something that is artificial, because not everything can be grown by us. And even if it can be grown, it takes up a lot of time and effort and everything. So there are many this thing, nutrient management chemicals and all of those things that are available in the market. So the farmers or whoever is taking care of the plant, they go to the market and they get it. Now, the first one is manure. How many of you have heard about manure before? Almost everyone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Manure, it's like known as khad, right? Khad, the thing that is kept in the pots. Now, the manure, it contains large quantity of organic matter. It is a reservoir. Manure has a lot of nutrients. It supplies the nutrients to the plants. Now, how is it prepared? Now, see, the manure, it is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and the plant waste. So once the decomposition process of these two have started, then after many weeks and many months, then the manure will be formed. Now, what does it do? What is the function or what is the need of manure? So it helps in improving the soil structure, because if you add good amount of nutrients, if you add good things to the soil, then obviously the soil will change. So the soil structure, the soil quality, these are the two things that are, you can say, caused by the manure. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Apart from that, the manure also increases the water holding capacity of the soil, meaning it makes the soil absorb more water and then transport it to the plant with the help of the xylem. Clear, students? Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
No,
No.
All
ma'am.
right. Very good. Okay, now you people can note it down and then we'll move forward.
Ma'am, done.
Yes, all of you are done, students?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Okay, all of you are done?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm done.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
All
I'm done.
everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there anyone who's still writing? I can wait for you.
No, ma'am.
All right. Now let's move forward and I'll tell you about what manure actually is. Right, now see, uh, wait. We have discussed this, right? I told you what manure is. It is basically an organic substance. Organic means something that is found in the body of the living organism, and it is a storehouse or a reserve of nutrients, right? And how is it prepared? So it is prepared by the decomposition process. And lastly, it offers a lot of nutrients to the plants. It improves the soil structure, soil quality, and it increases the water holding capacity. Now, the manure, it is of three types, or the three forms that it has. The first one is the compost. Then there is vermicompost, and lastly there is green manure. Now, when we talk about compost, so it is the process in which animal excreta, the most common animal excreta that is used for this is the cow dung. Okay, apart from that, kitchen waste and the remains of the plants, meaning the dead remains of the plants, the leaves that have fallen, the plants that have fallen down. So they are decomposed in pits. Pits are like the person digs big holes in the ground, and then in that all of these waste materials are kept and it is covered. This process is known as composting. And at the end, what is formed is a perfectly, you can say, rich organic manure. That is a compost. Then when this composting process, if it is done using the organisms such as earthworms, okay, if this process of composting is done with the help of the organisms that are called as earthworms, earthworms, then we call it as vermicompost. Vermi refers to the worm that is being used. So vermicompost. Then comes green manure. Now, green manure, what happens? There are some plants like hemp, they are grown and after some time they are mulched. Mulched means that they are dried and then they are, you can say, made into a very powdery form. And these green plants turn into green manure. So when we are using plants to give nutrition to the plants, we call it as green manure. And this green manure, it is rich in nitrogen, it is rich in phosphorus and all the different kinds of proteins. Those things are there in this green manure. So like all of these three things, composting, vermicompost and green manure, they are sort of like several different kinds of the manures that are used as you can say nutrient source for the crop, and these are the various types. Did you people understand this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
And with that very reason, you should know that the earthworm is very commonly known as the farmer's friend. The reason why it is called as the farmer's friend is because it is very, very beneficial, because it lives in the soil and it helps the soil to get loosened so that more water could be absorbed. It helps the soil to provide nutrients to the to the plant, because the earthworms, they are, you can say, decomposers. So they decompose whatever dead and decaying stuff is lying around them, and with that help they can give nutrient to the crop, to the entire field. However many earthworms there are, they will help in making the plant, you can say, stronger or very rich in nutrients. And green manure, see, many plants, they are rich in proteins, they are rich in vitamins, also they are rich in like a lot of inorganic materials like nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, meaning these elements, right? So we use those plants, like we dry them out. Have you people seen mulch? Have you seen it?
No, ma'am.
It's like a brown color stuff. People like they use it in their lawns or the garden area to make the bed meaning the floor or the area of the garden. They you can say spread mulch all over it. Just one second, I'll show you the picture of it. Just one second. You might have seen this in, like, you have seen this. I'll show you. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how many of you have seen this thing? It's very commonly found in gardens. The brown thing you see, this is mulch. Okay, and when this mulch has been made from a plant, then we call it as the green manure. Okay, it is responsible for providing, or you can say, a lot of nutrients to the plant. See here, this picture, they have grown the plants on the mulch. Mulch basically is like dried forms that are broken into pieces and used like a floor or a bed for a plant. Clear, students? Now you understand?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That was mulch. I did not show you green manure. I showed you mulch. So that the same thing, the mulching of the thing or the mulching of the plants such as the hemp plant is done. And after some time, since they are green and they provide a lot of minerals and nutrients and everything, so we call it as the green manure. Any doubts in the different types or the forms of manure, students?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now you can note it down.
Ma'am, done.
All of you are done, students? Done, students?
Yes, ma'am.